Ay, 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 ay. Bueno, señores. Vamos a ver. Buah. Joder con los pimientos, macho. Bueno. Vampyr. Vamos allá. Bueno, bueno, bueno. ¡Tachán! ¡Hello! Pero qué raro oigo, joder, tengo los auriculares que no corresponden. Vale. Veamos, veamos. Creo que voy a ir a la misión principal, ¿eh? Y luego ya, si acaso, voy a la misión secundaria. Más que nada, para ver dónde me envía la misión principal. Me voy a ir, ya que estoy aquí, activo. Me voy a irme para volver al mismo sitio. Vamos allá. ¿Aló? La cara que se le está quedando a este. Uf, yo sé que está dentro.
In front of the Ascalon Club, I presume.
The Ascalon Club only summons or ostracizes. What is your business tonight?
I received an invitation. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Welcome to the Ascalon Club, then, Dr. Reed. Please proceed. Lord Redgrave is waiting on you upstairs.
There has been quite a battle here. I'm sure the Ascalon Club has the money to replace the furniture.
Welcome to the Ascalon Club, then, Dr. Reed.
No se puede pasar. Vamos a investigar más por aquí. Antes de ir a... ¿Eso es un cuchillo? Mira cómo están ahí en... Oh, oh. Me cago en la mar, me metí aquí.
My good friends, if I may have your attention. Behold our visitor, the good Dr. Reed. Newborn of blood so pure and strong that even my friend Fergal Bansher was no match for him. Hear, hear, hear. Come forward, young Ekon, for we have so much to discuss. Welcome to the Ascalon Club, Dr. Reed. I am Lord Redgrave, Earl of Bristol and chairman of this exclusive association.
Lord Redgrave.
At last we meet. I've been eager to make your acquaintance. I've heard some astounding things about you. Please accept my condolences for your loss, Dr. Reed.
Thank you, my lord. Lady Ashbury expressed your wish to meet me.
Yes. The lady has always been a useful acquaintance, though not always reliable. Is she a good friend of yours?
No sé contestarle, tío.
She's a close friend, and I'm honored that she feels the same about me.
The centuries have taught me never to trust a woman completely, especially if she is a mortal. Too prone to emotions, if you ask me. Too fickle when it comes to important decisions.
My lord, do not expect me to speak ill of Lady Ashbury.
Of course not, and I praise your loyalty. Would you offer the same fidelity to the Empire?
What do you mean?
I speak of the Skull Plague that threatens London and the country. You have been on the front line in the East End, but the time has come to open up a second front here.
The epidemic has escaped the quarantine. You have new cases of the outbreak.
We don't know for certain, but we cannot allow the disease to threaten the prominent heads of Great Britain.
¿Qué coño?
Why do you suddenly need me?
The Ascalon Club only recruits the best, and you definitely fit the bill. Your scientific and medical reputation alone would qualify you as a candidate.
You want me to find possible sources of the outbreak in the West End. Is that it?
Ah, straight to the point, like all eager newborns. We shall have time to talk about all this, Dr. Reed, but first, I should like to get to know you better.
Talk? Is that the only reason you asked me here?
Well, no. I also wanted to meet the intriguing Ekon, who made such a powerful progeny of his sister. You have not learned the name of your maker, am I correct?
No, I haven't.
Have no embarrassment, Dr. Reed. We all make mistakes. But whatever your lineage, you are definitely Ascalon material.
What do you mean?
I would like you to become a member of the Ascalon Club, and to serve me as such.
Before I accept, I have so many questions.
Please ask.
What does it mean to be a member of the Ascalon Club?
It means that you protect the interests of the Crown, that you become a loyal servant of the British Empire.
Joder.
Do you have any official recognition? A charter from His Majesty the King?
No. Of course, the Ascalon Club publicly supports the Empire, but the true nature of its members remains a secret.
Am I supposed to follow orders?
As founder and chairman of the club, I alone am entitled to make demands of our members, and I do appreciate obedience.
I killed Fergal, who claimed to be one of yours, sent to cleanse the East End of all skulls. Will his death be an issue?
Do not worry. My priorities have changed. Fergal was a zealous servant of mine, but like any servant, he had his limitations and is readily replaced if necessary.
What is the Ascalon Club's express purpose?
We follow the credo of William Marshall, the greatest knight who ever lived. As was he, we are sworn to protect the British Empire.
What does Ascalon mean?
Ascalon was the lance wielded by St. George, glorious patron saint of England when he slew the dragon. And like that lance, we pierce the hearts of all our nation's enemies.
William Marshall founded the Ascalon Club.
Not exactly. William Marshall granted me immortality, and I founded the club a few years later. The good knight has been gone for so long.
I agree to join the club.
This is good news. Good news indeed in these crucial times. Let's inform the Assembly formally and proceed with your initiation.
My initiation?
Fear not. Nothing fancy nor dangerous. It is just that we, the members of Ascalon, believe that tradition and custom are the backbone of this country.
No acabaremos.
My fellow members, dear friends, please gather and welcome this Ekon as one of our own.
Oh.
Is he worthy? Is his blood pure?
Well, speak, Dr. Reed, in front of the most sacred blood. The blood of our beloved William Marshall. Speak now. Will you serve and protect the crown as he did?
Yes, I will.
Then, young Ekon, it is time to testify with your blood. It is time to sign the Book of Allegiance. I know it's awfully gothic and a tad pedantic, but England's traditions are the backbone of our nation.
Qué buena cara tienen, por Dios. Vaya gochu. Vaya gochu.
Welcome to the Ascalon Club, Dr. Reed. Take your place among the bearers of the lance.
One of us! One of us!
Godfellas.
I personally went patrolling last night in the West End, and I spotted at least 2. This is
Puta madre. Llave del sótano. Bueno, estás listo. Estás listo. Coño. Cago en la mar. Ya me imaginaba que daslo. Dios. Que me daba alergia, tú. Madre que me parió. Ay, qué descansada quedó. La proe. Ay, madre. Bueno. Buenas, Benjarríos. Vamos a ver si logramos hacer una misioncilla. O 2. O 1, tampoco. Y a ver cómo avanza el negocio este. De la sangre. Ah, esto es para salir. No quería salir. Pues no pretendía salir, men. Esta cancioncilla sí me mola. Que me recuerda a Stranger Things o algo así. La verdad es que sí. Ay. Qué chap. Las cargas estas son horrorosas. No entiendo cómo puede tardar tanto, macho. Un bug, seguro. Vale. Pues de un señor que lo convierte en... ¿No lo viste? Un señor que le convierte en vampiro. Y es médico, que estuvo en la guerra. Pues nada, y luego pues es saber que... Pues evidentemente se convierte en bicho, ¿no? Y entonces luego ya es modo historia, a ver quién te mordió y demás. Y bueno, pasan distintos eventos, ¿no? Tienes ahí un mapa de los distritos, ¿no? De Londres. Empiezas por aquí, vas por aquí subiendo, interrogas a la gente, cosas de esto, ¿no? Y misiones secundarias, misión principal, etcétera, etcétera. Y alguna peleilla y tal. Bueno, está bien, el juego está bien, pero con sus ques, con sus peros. Pero a mí, bueno, está entretenido. Bueno, no hay coches ni hay... En el mapa sí, claro, en el mapa se parece, todos los mapas se parecen. A ver, con el viejo, ¿o quién es este? O
That
con
went
este.
well, did it not?
Ah, no,
It is
este.
always useful to bolster the troops' morale, especially before a difficult battle.
You have the makings of a general, my lord.
My
I
lord.
was, though very long ago, well, not quite a general, but a proud defender of the crown.
So why did you really want to meet me?
Straight to the point again, young Ekon. All right, let's talk, you and I, Lance Sparrow.
I'm listening, my lord.
According to my spies, you have worked with Dr. Edgar Swansea on the epidemic, and your findings were quite alarming.
Vamos a ver.
Do you know Edgar Swansea?
Not personally, but I've been told he has some sort of immortal fetish and is a good friend of yours.
Does it bother you that I consider him my good friend?
As long as you reveal nothing of the club's inner workings, why should I forbid you engaging in conversation with the good Dr. Swansea?
You are spying on me?
Not personally. I rarely leave this building. But once he found you, Fergal kept me informed. Until you put an end to his mission.
Who was Fergal?
Fergal.
I don't see him sipping tea with the others in the club.
Fergal Banshire was my squire of sorts. Even before becoming that magnificent beast, he was a brute. He served me well for decades.
No, I mean, what was he? He was clearly no ordinary vampire.
No, he was a Volcod. All muscles and instinct. Quite the rare breed. Ferociously territorial. Mortals often mistake them for werewolves.
You do know I killed him.
Yes.
Will you bear ill will towards me for his death?
Of course not. Your victory was quite impressive and courageous. You earned my respect.
Vale.
Yes, I'm convinced the recent invasion of frenzied Skulls in London is directly linked to the epidemic. This is not the Spanish flu, but something else.
I would be glad to hear more of your discoveries, Dr. Reed, but for now, my main concern is the security of London's inhabitants, both mortal and immortal.
What do you mean?
Alarmed by the epidemic, the Guard of Prewen has started a war against us British vampires. To appease the situation, we must eradicate the Skulls.
I have met peaceful and wise Skulls. To exterminate them means we are no better than vampire hunters.
Skulls are hideous, shameful creatures that give all Ekon a bad name.
So, what do you want me to do?
I want you to investigate the city thoroughly. I have reason to fear there are cases of contagion in this part of town. Our absolute priority is to find and cleanse them.
And how would you like me to proceed?
By all means necessary, Dr. Reed. You are now a member of the Ascalon Club and you have carte blanche. Interrogate the locals, follow all the leads you find, and get results.
Nivel de cautivar ha subido, guay. Retratos
How is your
familiares.
investigation going, Dr. Reed? Time is our enemy.
I have a few questions for your lordship.
All right, but be quick.
I know we're facing a crisis, but I'm shocked no one took the time to clean up the mess inside the club since we were attacked. I must admit the Guard of the Queen
You made me swear on the blood of William Marshall during my initiation ceremony. Why was that?
William Marshall was the most glorious knight who ever lived. He served 5 kings and was a living example of probity for all. And he was my maker.
Why is his blood so sacred to the Ascalon Club?
He was simply the greatest defender of the realm we have ever known. I fought by his side at the Battle of Preston, and he made me his progeny following the fight.
William Marshall was a vampire? Is this some sort of joke? Wait. Could he be my maker?
That would be joyful news, for it would mean he still walks among us. But alas, the great knight has left this world for good.
What can you tell me about the Great Hunt?
It's a major concern, and I'm convinced we'll only get a satisfactory conclusion by putting an end to the epidemic.
I have already met Geoffrey McCullum. I am certain he will persist until he has killed every last vampire.
The Guard's current
vaya.
successful recruitment campaign is driven by the ravenous behavior of the Skulls.
I see. So without the epidemic creating Skulls, the Guard could not convince anybody of our presence.
Exactly. Once we have put the epidemic behind us, we need only wait until the Guard grows old and weak. Time will once again become our ally.
What about the risk of a full-scale attack here? Geoffrey McCullum is a daring leader.
That is exactly why so many of our number have left the country until things improve. But not me.
Not
I
me.
founded this club. I'll die defending it.
Molt bé, molt bé.
May I ask you about the mortal who attended my initiation? Mr. Aloysius Dawson.
A member of the club does not normally ask questions about other members. We trust each other mutually.
May I ask...
A member...
But Mr. Dawson,
Aloysius Dawson is a man of his word, as are all of us. This is the Ascalon Club, Dr. Reed. We do not grant access to the unworthy.
Pues muy
He
bien.
really is a member then.
Indeed. Only the most eminent members are allowed to attend such ceremonies. Even if I admit some of us fled during the first hours of the Great Hunt.
Goodbye, Lord Redgrave.
Godspeed, Dr. Reed.
Vale.
Lord Redgrave is outside.
A ver el viejo
Good
este.
evening, Dr. Reed. How does it feel to be this evening's centerpiece, figuratively?
It's quite unsettling. As a doctor, I am more used to being the observer than the subject observed.
Do not be alarmed. The Ascalon Club has a tried and tested policy for choosing its initiates.
May I ask who you are, sir?
Why would you be interested?
Well, as you seem to be the only man in the room with a beating heart, you draw quite a bit of attention yourself.
Ah, vampire senses never cease to fascinate me. They dwarf those of mere mortals. I am Aloysius Dawson, by the way.
Are you a member of the club?
Yes, I am. And I have been for many years. And will be until the day I die.
What can you tell me about it?
It's not really my place to give you such information. I am merely a mortal member. And a dying one at that.
El viejuno.
Are
Pobre.
you sick?
Personally, I consider my advancing years are a sickness in itself. My body is slowly abandoning me, Dr. Reed.
Are you not afraid? You are surrounded by vampires.
Sir, it's for that very reason that I joined the club in the first place.
Is not the nature of this club a secret shared by only a privileged few?
My dear Dr. Reed, I have spent years and a fortune precisely to gather that kind of information.
So you asked for membership?
I have been a member of many clubs in many countries. But I must admit, this one is my favorite.
Raro uno, viejo este.
What can you tell me about Lord Redgrave?
I would not dare speak of our chairman without his consent.
Está bloqueada.
Mr. Dawson, of Dawson and Dawson, the wealthiest man in England. It is a pleasure to meet such a prominent figure of London.
A withering London figurehead, to be precise.
Are you sick, Mr. Dawson? I am a doctor, you know.
My case is beyond the scope of traditional medicine. I have spent fortunes on the world's most competent doctors to arrive at that diagnostic conclusion.
I'm
Cancer,
sorry to
yeah.
hear that, sir. Should I suppose that you're here in search of some form of immortality?
Absolutely not. I'm here to implement my plan to save the city I was born in. To cast out the ghastly evil that has us all.
Vaya, vaya.
What do you know about the Guard of Prewin?
I should not say this, but I admire their commitment. This is what the nation needs right now.
But they are our enemies.
They are not mine, Dr. Reed.
Would you help them?
No. There is a time for such methods. But brute force will not be enough to fight this plague. We have to think differently.
Vale.
What is the situation like in this part of town?
I am sure Lord Redgrave will enlighten you more effectively than I.
Vale.
Money cannot solve every problem. This mysterious epidemic is going to require more than money can buy.
You're right. Money is nothing unless one has the will to wield it. I have a plan, sir. A radical one that will save all that is essential in London.
What is your plan, then?
Quarantine and barricades are futile. What we need is a formidable, unscalable wall to isolate
Otro como
the
Trump.
deserving from the infected masses.
By doing so, you would create two separate ghettos. If one of these gets past the wall, the results would be disastrous.
Not if we eliminate all suspected cases of infection as
Qué cabrón.
soon as they appear. A
Qué cabrón.
sacrifice.
Are you not mistaking sacrifice for summary execution?
Why do you care? Are you not a vampire? Removed from all mortal concerns? Decisiveness is what the city needs, and it needs it now.
Joder. Cago en la leche. Ay, Dios. Bueno. Seguimos con los retratos familiares. Vale.
Welcome to the Ascalon Club.
Dr. Reed. Bueno. Nada. Sin mayor interés. Ay, mamita. Ay, mamita. Vale, ya está. Tardando un cojón y medio.
These leaflets were telling the truth all along. Nobody takes them seriously.
I think Lord Redgrave just suggested I was sired by an ancient vampire.
Is only the first step.
Good evening, old chap.
won't lie to you.
I'm investigating the source of the epidemic in this district. Can you help me?
Infection is everywhere these days. But if you ever go to the park near that swanky house belonging to the Mullaneys...
Yes? What about the Mullaneys? What about their house?
Te infecta.
Not enough noise for a big family with children. Not enough movement. Closed doors. What is going on in there? I wonder.
Clarence, tell me about the vampire you saw in France.
I was enjoying my leave in Rouen. I left the bar. Took a shortcut back to the barracks. I saw it in a back alley. An officer in a stained uniform biting into a soldier's neck.
Did you ever see that officer again?
No. He wore the uniform of the Royal Warwickshire Regiment. I did some research but found no trace of him. He probably stole it from a previous victim.
But you were drunk, weren't you? Are you sure these two men were not just kissing?
Please don't insult me, Johnny. I hid, and I saw him leave. Then I saw the body, drained of all blood. I've seen the same marks here in London since I've returned.
De acuerdo.
You need some rest.
Todos sanísimos, tío. Sanísimos.
Good evening, Miss Ashbury.
And good evening to you, Dr. Reed.
I'm investigating the source of the epidemic in this district. Have you noticed anything unusual recently?
A few days ago, I spotted a strange house while campaigning for women's suffrage. Awful smell. No answer when I knocked.
Where is it?
It's the Mullaneys, a nice family who live in a big house near the park in the eastern part of this neighborhood.
Bueno,
Goodbye,
blanco en
Charlotte.
botella.
Give my...
She's been quite bit.
Vale.
Safer place to be than here. Steady, boy! We've got one of them! I'll send you to hell.
A ver, por aquí.
So lucky to have Dr. Reed, you know.
Good evening, Miss
I need blood.
I'll leave you, Mistress of...
Damn. The pain.
With you at our side, Dr. Reed, I know that Pembroke will prevail and survive this epidemic.
Voy a revisar bien por aquí. Porque no lo sé yo.
Good evening, sir.
This hospital seems to be falling apart. But in the circumstances, I'm willing to give.
I will not let you down, my boy.
Mm. Vale, hasta luego, Dasblo, tío. Gracias, nos vemos. Es grande el puto área este que hay que cubrir, ¿eh? Vaya, supuestamente. Bueno, voy a ver primero el exterior. Todo alrededor del exterior. La morgue. Ah. Quinina. Joder. Es que por poder puedo estar en cualquier puta esquina metido por ahí. Aquí no creo, por los hospitales de campaña. Pero bueno. ¿Quién sabe? Podría estar hasta abajo, tío. Hasta aquí abajo podría estar. Eso es mucho decir, ¿eh? Por ahí vine. No. Pues cuando salí, ¿no? Creo.
It's locked.
You always knew the words to calm children.
Quita, coño, la madre que te... Su puta madre, tío.
It's locked, all right. It's locked.
Vale, ir para la morgue. Break one. Nada.
Hello, Jonathan. How are things on the West End front?
De puta madre.
Complicated, my friend. The rich and powerful feel threatened by the disease and have asked me to put an end to it.
Yes. It is odd how resolving a crisis suddenly increases in urgency when it affects those who matter.
Do you know Aloysius Dawson, the famous tycoon, is well versed in vampire and occult knowledge?
No, I did not. But that is no surprise. For half a century, it has been quite the trend for English nobility to join secret societies and occult circles.
Did he contact the Brotherhood of St. Paul? Try to join your group?
It would not surprise me, but I am certain he's never been a member.
But Aloysius Dawson is only a rich merchant.
Yes, richer than Creasel. Wealth is more respected than title these days, even in England.
It looks like the epidemic is spreading to the western districts of London. I am trying to locate the source of the infection.
It won't be an easy task, my friend. This disease is highly contagious.
Do you not think epidemiology could be helpful in this matter? To retrace the origin of infection through time and topology.
If anyone can perform such a miracle, it will be you, Dr. Reed.
Since this epidemic is evidently linked to the vampire curse, we must find the original carrier to understand where it comes from.
I admire your logic, Jonathan, but be careful. Rationality, when it comes to your kind, is not always a reliable lens.
Mira tú qué bien.
Does the Brotherhood of St. Paul know anything about the Ascalon Club?
Well, I'm afraid that's unlikely. Ascalon is a sensitive topic, and whatever material the Brotherhood has, I may not have access to.
Who could answer me then?
Usher Talltree, our current primate, may be the only one able to answer you. He's a discreet man who lives in the West End.
Thank you for your time, Edgar.
Qué cabrón.
It's locked, all right.
Va.
Southwark. My departure for France as a promising student. My return as a brilliant surgeon. About to be killed. Transformed. It's locked. It's locked, all right. Done.
Supongo que la caja fuerte está en casa de padre. ¿No? Hostia, si no está aquí, la caja... Está en casa de Dios. Ya. Buenas, Llenas Francisco. Bienvenido. Pues nada, toca ir a casa de Dios. ¿Qué le vamos a hacer? A ver, aquí, por aquí también hay otra misión. Bueno, a ver. ¿Qué es esta? Voy a echar así también la puedo hacer. Vamos. Mira un lobito. Joder. ¡Hostia! ¡Hostia, que me mató! ¡Hostia, Pachi, que me mató! Ya se acabó. ¡Qué mierda! Coño, pero ¿por qué me guardo aquí si me mataron aquí?
Good evening, Mr. Kimura.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
Goodbye, Mr. Kimura. Take care.
Anything to connect me to this city anymore.
Vamos allá. Bueno, it's something. Bien. Deja de ver una cosa. Vale. No, aquí no puede ser, tío. Dale la otra.
Good evening. I'm Dr. Reed. Do you need any help?
Rest assured, I will help you, sir. Martin Nightingale, at your service. Please, take a look at my wares.
Your merchandise. I don't really see anything worth having. No offense.
None taken, sir. But please, I need to eat. Perhaps if you keep looking, you'd see something that takes your fancy.
Have you heard anything recently concerning Sean Hampton's shelter?
He keeps investing time helping the poor and sick. Good for him. And for them.
Are you feeling worried about the sanitary situation in London?
This city is falling apart. The disease kills so many people. No one cares about anything or anyone anymore but themselves.
Let me be frank. You're as much of a businessman as I am a werewolf, right?
Who the hell are you to question me? It's hard enough to stay clean when you don't have a place to sleep. I'm doing my best here.
I meant no offense, Mr. Nightingale. I was merely pointing out the fact that you're unlikely to survive long if you continue wandering this path.
And what should I do then, sir? Should I join the Wet Boot Boys like so many others? No thanks. I'd rather be a bad seller than a dead gang member.
What can you tell me about the neighborhood? Have you got any friends around these parts?
Not really. Miss Gillingham smiles and says kind words, but I know she's lost her marbles, especially since her son died.
Tell me about this crazy woman. Madness is often mistaken for other conditions.
The poor woman's mad, all right. Kind and all, but she has so much trouble remembering things. She's taken me for a son more than once.
How interesting. I don't suppose you know what happened to her son.
Jack! Rumour has it he tried to tackle some gang lads. I didn't know him well, but I heard he was a nice enough chap. His old ma still thinks he's around.
Why not try seeking help instead of peddling your wares? I'm sure there are people around here that would gladly help.
There's always the night asylum. I heard it's run by a very nice man, but I'm no beggar. Not yet, at least.
There is no shame in asking for help, my boy. Sometimes it can even be the best course of action.
I don't feel okay with that. I'm gonna make a name for myself, and I'll do it by myself.
Show
A
me
ver.
what you...
La verdad que no. Muestra de sangre vergorosa. Está un poco muerta aquí la señora esta, ¿eh? Poquito. Un poquito nada más. Hola, Big Joker. Bienvenido, tío. Ay, Dios. Vamos a ver. No hay nada. Jugué ayer. Left. Hoy no lo tengo claro si os vaya a jugar. Porque no estoy viendo. Me metí hace 5 minutos así a ver quién había por ahí para jugar y no hay muchas personas. No me gustaría ir para allá y que luego no hubiera nadie. Así que excepto que vea que haya 2 o 3, no me arriesgo.
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. May I come in?
I already took my medication, Doctor. But thank you.
I'm sorry. Your medication? Have we met before?
Don't tease me like that, Jack. Sorry, what?
I think I should come in, miss. I'd like to check if everything is okay, what with the epidemic spreading across London.
An epidemic, you say? How terrible. I had no idea.
Déjame coger un poco de agua.
Please do come in, Doctor. You are a doctor, yes?
Yes. Super doctor. A ver la vieja esta que tiene por aquí por casa. Algo para robar.
It's locked, all right.
Eso está...
So, Dr. Tippets.
Doctor
What
Tippets.
brings you back here? I heard whispers you had a job at that fancy hospital.
I told you my name is Jonathan Reed. Don't you remember?
Of course I do. I remember my name too. Gillingham. But you may call me Enid, Doctor. I'm very happy to see you again.
Vaya. Con el pájaro espino.
What can you tell me about this part of town?
Oh no, I don't gossip. That would be most unbecoming of a lady such as myself.
Who are the more influential figures on the docks?
Well, I heard about some terrible illness going around. I would say in that case that it's you, Dr. Tippets.
Is anyone taking care of you, Miss Gillingham?
My son is always here to take care of me. He's a good boy like that, but I do worry that he needs to start living his own life. Why, I would never say that to him, of course.
Tell me, Enid, why do you feel guilty about your son?
I know I'm a burden to my Jack. I know my mind and my thoughts are drifting away. I'm so sorry. I can't help it.
This is not your doing, Miss Gillingham. You do not have to apologize for your condition.
Of course I don't, Doctor. I've done nothing wrong, I swear it. What exactly are we talking about here?
Have you heard anything recently concerning Sean Hampton's shelter?
I've never heard that name before, I'm afraid.
Está como una chota. Vale.
Goodbye, Miss Gillingham.
¿Por dónde coño se bajaba ahí? ¿Por aquí será? No, es que no me acuerdo, creo. Ah, no, era por el despacho del curita. Era por el despacho del curita que estaba... Pues no me acuerdo dónde estaba. Aquí. Sí.
I have this
No sé por qué es resplandeciente, pero no sé. No me deja darle.
Let me rest now.
Rodney, you're the man who killed that gang member, are you not? Is that why you are hiding in this godforsaken place?
Yes, I did. I did not even know his name.
Then why did you kill him?
That arsehole always mocked me for the color of my skin. Usually I let it go. But not that night. We fought. He died.
Whatever you've done, you can't spend the rest of your life hiding here.
I just wanted to teach him a lesson. Not kill him. I'm not responsible for a murder if I didn't want to commit it. It was an accident.
Believe me, Rodney, you won't survive here long. No matter what you did, you must go back to where you used to live.
I'll go back to the docks then. But if I die, remember that the blood of Rodney Grader will be on your hands. I'll go back.
Vale. Esta no sabemos dónde está. Así que tocará... Esta... Vale, voy a intentar hacer esa. Y... Primero la caja del padre, cierto. Está... ¿Podré salir por aquí? No recuerdo. Igual sí. Voy a probar, no me recuerdo. No.
I cannot enter.
No, 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 no.
Have you found the answers you were looking for, young Ekon?
There is too much left unanswered. So many questions.
Get to know us, spend time with us, and I may be willing to answer more questions.
Thank you.
No, no. Kill Mount Sword. Exacto. Vale, que estoy dando vueltas en el mismo sitio, tío. No mames. Un poco de, por favor, Un paquete. Un paquete, per favore. A ver, déjame mirar. Está por aquí. Aquí estoy de nuevo. Córrele, córrele, voy. Espera, déjame mirar un lado primero. Para ver qué... Bueno, sí, puedo ir por aquí. Pues no, no puedo ir por aquí. Parecía que sí, pero no. Dice que le pasa. ¿Está loco?
Good evening, Mr. Throgmorton.
Dr. Reed.
Have you heard any rumors regarding Hampton's shelter?
The sad saint will always be a target for vampires, but I'm keeping an eye out.
Are you worried about the sanitary situation in London?
It seems the Guard of Priwen has declared war on vampires. I'm not sure if that's a good thing, though.
Really? I thought you'd be thrilled by this news.
The Guard can be reckless. They rush into a fight without thinking. The citizens of London should not be the collateral victims.
Bien dicho, mozo.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, Julai. Ya 27, tío. Toma, hostia. Me cago en la hostia, se me olvidó. Ah, porque por aquí es por donde vine. Ah, es que hay una puerta aquí, joder. Vale. Tenemos una señora mala. Joder. Estuve con ella, coño. Ay, Dios. ¿Hacia allá? Muerde, 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 puto. No, 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 no. Joder. Hostia, tío, de putísimo milagro, ¿eh? De putísimo milagro. Reloj caro. A esa mierda, vengo hasta aquí. Un puto reloj. Fine. Qué joderse, macho. Pum pum.
I can't believe I'm doing this. This is despicable.
¿Dónde va? No me interesa.
So much noise.
Vamos a ver que me deja pasar a la señora. Buena señora de Dios.
Of course, of course. So, Dr. Tippets, what brings you back here? We haven't talked in quite some time.
No sé.
Are you worried about...
Too much noise.
Goodbye, Miss Gillian.
Goodbye, joder. Ah, no sé, lo que tengo que hacer es curarla, joder.
So,
Do you require...
I'm glad you asked.
I'll try my best.
Thank you, Doctor. Thank you very...
Vale.
Goodbye, Miss Gillian.
Vale. Bien. Está curada. Vale, que no me enteré yo, que voy. Esto está marcado, a ver. No me acuerdo si está marcado ese. No, ese no. Así que ya... Vale, este va a ser el siguiente. ¿Para dónde se va? Para otro lado. Y si no es aquí... Des.
Hello again, Venus.
Jonathan, you're still up. Can't you just knock at people's doors during the day?
I'm sure you can spare me a few minutes. For old time's sake.
Of course you may enter, Jonathan. At least you survived the Great War. I feared the worst.
It's a pleasure to see you again, Venus.
So you returned from the war in one
Oh,
piece
man.
too. Thank God. My Clarence is back home too.
How is the old rascal?
Probably outside, chasing ghosts and chimeras. Clarence has changed a lot since he returned from the war, you know.
How have you been since the last time we met? How long has it been? 3 years now?
I've done my duty.
2 years, one cap.
Like all British women. You have no
Ah,
idea.
esa es la
what
puta
it's
que...
like to wait for months without knowing if I'd still be a wife or a widow.
I understand. Luckily, this part of town has been saved from the worst of the bombings. From what I've seen.
And it's also true about the epidemic. The flu has killed here too, of course, but not on such a large scale as in other parts of town.
Have you noticed anything peculiar about
No.
the neighborhood recently?
You mean except for your return to town? No. Oh, and again, Jonathan, please accept my condolences for your sister.
Cierto.
Why is my return so surprising?
It's more an unexpected happy end than a surprise.
Happy end.
You and Clarence, back from the war. You have no idea how hard it's been for me.
Vale.
Thank you, Venus. It was so sudden. And I've been so busy, I haven't spoken to anyone about it.
I wish I could have assisted at the funeral, but you know, it's been so quick. And what with the epidemic in the streets?
There's no need to apologize, my dear. It's normal, considering the circumstances.
No, it's not. I am sure that Clarence has not even thought to present you his condolences. He is too busy with his penny dreadful stories.
Venus, why do you worry so
Ajá,
much
ahí está el
about your
tema.
family's reputation?
Everyone laughs at Clarence now. And they avoid me because they believe I share his insane opinions. I'm a leper in my own community.
Tell me about Clarence's obsession with vampires.
It drives me so crazy it makes my stomach hurt. I was so relieved to have him back. But I quickly realized he'd lost his mind in France.
I understand your irritation, Venus. But you have to accept the trauma Clarence endured on the battlefield.
The question is simple, Jonathan. Is my husband mad? Yes or no? Do vampires exist? Or is Clarence a lunatic?
The important question is, what do you really think of your husband?
I'm tough, Jonathan. He should have told me the horrors he witnessed, however appalling it was. instead of inventing a fantasy about blood-drinking monsters.
So you don't believe Clarence?
If poor Mary, bless her soul, had tried to convince you of the existence of bloody vampires, would you have believed her?
Okay, okay.
Seriously?
I'm investigating the source of the epidemic in this district. Have you noticed anything unusual?
The McPhersons. I heard they locked themselves in their own house.
They could just be afraid of getting sick.
Perhaps you're right. But if I were you, I'd pay them a visit. A big house, reachable through a courtyard, to the north of the railway bridge.
Goodbye for now.
Vale, como siempre vamos a hacer aquí una... Le quito el dinero que tiene encima de la mesa. Es un poco raro, ¿eh? Es un poco raro que puedas entrar aquí en la casa de la gente. Te coges las cosas, no te dicen ni mu. Sírvase usted mismo. Muy bien. Y más que vas a perder tú, te estoy robando toda la casa. La casa, por cierto, que tienen estos señores, ¿eh? Poca broma, pues. Diario de Venus, a ver. Claro, pichuelo.
It's locked.
Jolín. ¿Qué pasa aquí? ¿No se puede salir? Ah. Vaya, vaya, guay.
No invitation is needed to enter this building. That can't be a good sign. No sign of a struggle. It seems Charlotte's friend knew the killer and let him in. Emily wanted to become a vampire. Something must have gone wrong. Someone is responsible for this mess. But who? Blood. I should follow the trail.
Who are you? What are you doing here?
I could ask you the same question.
I'm the Marquis de Bois-Colombes, and I strongly invite
Uy, el
you to find
marquí.
your own game, sir.
I appreciate the invitation, but I'm here to solve the mystery concerning the death of a young woman killed by a vampire.
A young woman killed by a vampire? Oh, you're joking, right? Oh, I do love the British sense of humor.
And who exactly are you?
I am Jacques-Michel Guillaume Florimond de Marquis de Bois-Colombes, at your service, my dear cousin.
You're French, but your English is quite good.
I was born in France, sir, but I consider myself a traveler of this world. So many countries, so many tantalizing tastes.
Dear cousin, are we related?
We could be of the same blood, my dear. I tend to consider all Econs as family, don't you?
What are you doing here?
I recently decided to visit London. I've always dreamed of visiting a city on the verge of collapse. Such a delicate, yet intense spectacle.
You take pleasure from others' misery.
I have been a totally depraved and immoral creature since the day I was reborn, sir. And probably before.
Qué puto.
What do you plan to do here?
Take pleasure. Take pictures. Enjoy the show. Have fun. Believe me, I won't be the only foreign immortal who bought a ticket to the fair.
I followed the trail of blood from her room to here.
Oh, you're referring to that young woman. Yes, the meeting turned messy. I'm afraid I ruined my last wedding good.
So you admit you murdered her?
I admit nothing, my good sir. I only regret the blood of that girl staining my clothes. Oh, blood can be so messy.
What happened?
She wanted to become one of us. Not the first time I have received such a proposal, but I must admit her direct approach tempted me.
And then what?
The body rejected my blood. It happens, you know, sometimes even with voluntary prey. At least her gurglings brought me some fun, until the artery burst.
Your cruelty.
And what else?
Hostia, me va a matar, tío. Uf. Uf, uf, uf. Pequeña liada, guay. Pequeña liada. Mata al icon. Ya, pero antes de matar al icon, bueno, puedo probar otra vez, pero es que me va a costar, ¿eh? Ah, bueno, puedo, espérate, puedo... Puedo dormir. Es que vale muchísimo, tío. 1500. vamos a probar esta. Vamos a probar así. Lo cierto es que debería de comer a alguien, tío. Pero como grave, chaval, si solo hay 2 enfermos. Hay que joderse. Pero no puedo mejorar mi arma, ¿no? No. Vale. Bueno, por decir algo, tampoco es que me vaya la vida en ello. Mierda. Coño. Joder, que me están violando por todos lados, tío.
A ver. Es que está más hostias el cabrón. Yo no sé qué coño merendó. A ver. Si pongo... Bueno, no puedo, claro, que tengo a doble... Pues me dejó guapo. Va a enfrentarme a nadie ahora, me cago en su puta madre. Joder. Tengo que hacer algo para que no me... Eso no sé si hace algo. Y encima no está aquí el con... ¿Dónde cojones está? No me acuerdo. Ah, vamos por otro lado, vale. Está aquí. Y está. Mira, joder, y viene otro también de regalo. Joder, tío, con el enano este de los cojones, tío. ¿Y cómo cojones se equipa? Esto. O ya está equipado. No le estoy haciendo daño. Ah, sí, sí. Uf. No, tío, sin resistencia, macho. No me jodas, no me jodas. Tranquilo, Son Goku. Ay, hijo de puta, me enganchó. Mierda, cojones. Va, cabronazo, tío. Pero huye de ahí, joder, huye de ahí. La madre que me parió. Adiós. Joder, la alergia ahora no, tío. Arrancamos de puta madre. No, no. Pues estate quieto, majo. Mierda, cojones. No, 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 no. Hostia, 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 hostia. ¿Y qué pasa? ¿Por qué me salen esas dos y no me salen estas, tío? No, tío, me cago en Dios. Joder. Los que tengo, no tengo más. Venga, va. 7. ¿Qué es esto? A ver, voy a... ¿Cómo es eso? Ah, esas son pasivas. Vale, vale, vale. Vale, no. Nivel 6, vale. El 7. Joder. No lo veo, tío. Es que estoy acostumbrado a jugar con el puto palo este. Vaya liada ahora. Mátame, mátame, porque total. Otra cosa que puedo hacer es empezar a matar a algún hijo de puta que otro. Esto cada vez tarda más en cargar. Una basura. Cuo. ¿Pero qué es esto? ¿Por qué hace esas cosas raras? No va a ser eso. ¿Qué tendría esta? No. Era esta. Era esta, era esta. No me asustes, no me asustes.